After watching this video, you will know exactly how to make a website like this one over here. You will be able to make this website without writing a single line of code. That might not sound true, but let me show you exactly how you can do it. Before we start, my name is Kudzai from Marco.com. I teach beginners how to make a website using WordPress. If this is something you're interested in, please just smash the subscribe button. So let's dive into exactly how you're going to make the website. So this website is made using drag and drop, which means you can just easily edit your website just like this over here, and just write just like that. You can easily just put in and move images just like that. Super easy to do. You can change anything on this website without writing a single line of code. You can even put this icon over here, as you can see, and put this one over here. So all you need to do is just to click on it and drag it to the side, and you are easily editing your website. So let's describe how the website looks like. So the first section is going to be your call to action section. Now, what do I mean when I say the call to action section? This is where if your visitor clicks, they have to go to where your website services are. So if I click over here, I'm going to land on the services page. This is where I can request a quotation for the service that your website is offering. Let's get back to the home page. So I'll show you where to get an image just like this one over here, a nice image. You don't have to design this yourself. There are already a lot of them for free. So we also have the who are we section. I'll call this section the about me mini version, right? So this is like a small about me, about us section in which you just list the number of things you are really good at and what you really do. So on this section, they can also click get a quotation to go to the services page as well. So as you can see, our website is geared for conversions. So in each and every section, there is an opportunity for you to get a visitor to a customer. Now let's go down to the why choose us section. I'll show you how to make this border over here. It's a very easy to make border. I'll also show you how to put in these icons. You don't have to design anything yourself. Everything is already provided for. So you also learn how to make this section over here. This is the offered services section. On this section, this is where your viewers are going to see the kind of services that you offer. So this is going to depend on the number of services that you offer. You can just put as many as you want. I will show you where to get these animated icons as well. So after they see that section, they can also click over here, try us for free, which will land on the services page, and they can request a quotation. So if they don't click this button, then you introduce them to your team, the kind of people that are going to be offering the service, right? So if you're a web development company, then you have a designer, a developer, an SEO specialist. If you do something else such as dog walking, maybe it's just you can just put yourself as well. If an individual is also okay, you can just put one person over here. Everything here, I'll show you how to do it from scratch. Then over here you have the opt-in form. So this is where your visitors can put in their information and subscribe so that they can receive emails from you later on. So this is a really good section, as you can see, because this opt-in form is overlapping between the footer and the home page. So this looks really nice, and it will make your visitors know that your website is professional. So we also have this section over here in which we have the connect section. This is where you're going to be adding your social media icons. So if you have a YouTube channel, a Facebook page, a Twitter account, an Instagram page, you can easily just connect them to your footer and your website through these icons over here. Now let's move into another page. So before we move to the other page, as you can see, we have a really nice header as well. This header is sticky, so whenever we are scrolling down, this header is also following us, as you can see, so that it's easier for them to just click get started at any time. And this footer is very simple and easy to make. You have your company, your services, and your legal, everything, so that you don't get sued. We'll also provide you templates for the privacy policy, terms of conditions. We'll show you where to get those, right? Now let's look onto the services page. So on the services page, you will have this parallax image over here, as you can see. Really nice image. Then you put in what services you offer. So everything from the icons to the text, everything over here to all these boxes over here, You can easily make this with a page builder, and I'll show you how to do it. You don't have to design your own icons. You don't have to hire anybody to design the icons. We'll just make them for free using the page builder. So after they see your services, they can request a quotation over here. They can choose which service they want. So you don't have to put the services that I put over here. You can just put your own services. You can put dog walking or something like that, anything that you choose. So your visitors can then put in their name, email address, and request a quotation, and you will receive this in your email address. After they are done, they can just click submit. If your visitors have any issues with the product or the service, they can always go to your contact page over here, and they can put in their name, their email, the subject, and then they can put in their message to you. They can also call you through this section over here, in which you are going to put in your phone number if you want. You can also put in your address or your email address. You can put in whatever you want. So after that, they can also go to the about page and check what your team is about. I will show you how to write a good story over here and put in the team members over here. Super easy to do. If you want to make this website in a really fast way, then you need a checklist. If you want to get this checklist that I made for you, you can just go to article.com/checklist. So the steps we're going to take is that number one, we're going to get hosting. Hosting is the company that is going to keep your website live on the internet and secure. Number two, we are going to install WordPress. WordPress is a content management system. What that gibberish means is that it makes it easier for you to just make your website without writing any type of code. Number three, we are going to install a WordPress theme. We're going to be using the best theme with the most active installs right now. A theme will allow you to design your website, to create fancy things, and to put in more functionality into your website. Then number four, we're going to show you step by step how to design all the sections on this website. So let us jump into step one. So step one is we're going to get hosting. To do that, we can go to article.com/fc. The link is also in the description below. And you're going to land on this page over here. So as you can see, you have to choose between three plans. The one that I have is the Fast Cloud plan with the one website over here, but I do recommend that you get the Fast Cloud Plus plan. Now let me explain why I think you should do that. If you have an interest of making a lot of websites, Fast Cloud Plus plan is 25 gigabytes of SSD space, which is more than 15 gigabytes and a bit less than 35 gigabytes, but I think it's enough for a lot of websites. And the thing about the big difference between the Fast Cloud and the Fast Cloud Plus plan is that this one has multiple websites, this one is single website, which means if you choose the Fast Cloud Plus plan, you can make a lot of websites. If you choose the Fast Cloud plan, you can only make one single website, right? There are some advanced features on the Fast Cloud Plus plan, but I don't really think they are that useful. The main difference is only the multiple websites and single website, the space. That's the only big difference. So for me, I'm just going to go with the Fast Cloud plan because I just want to make one website. So I'm going to click Get Started. Okay, so now you have to choose a domain name. Now, what is the domain name? So the domain name is the name of your website. It can be anything. It can be John Doe or whatever you choose, but I do recommend you choose something that is similar and that is a meaning to what you actually do and which service you offer. Some people also choose to write their name. That is also fine. So I'm just going to go with John Doe 13.com. Yeah. So if you want a name and it says that it's taken, you can always change the domain extension. However, I do recommend you stick to the .com extension because this is the most popular and the most rewarding in the end. So if you can find the .com, it will be much better than anything else. So after you choose the name of your website, all you have to do is click use this domain. On the account information section, all you have to do is put in your name, your email address, and some information about you, your address, and then you can move on to the product information. So this is the most important part, right? What is the most important part is that you have to choose a data center that is closest to your users. Now, what do I mean when I say this? A data center is where your website is going to be kept. So the closer your data center is to the users who are going to be coming to your website, the faster your website is going to be. So if your users are from the UK, then you should choose the UK as a data center. If your users are from Europe or Asia, let's say Asia, you can choose Singapore over here. Now, don't worry if your country is not over here. All you have to do is just to choose a country that is closer to your user, not yourself. So if you're in Japan right now and the users are in the United States of America, then you should choose the USA, because you want your website to load fast for your users, not for you. Okay. So after you're done, all you have to do is click I confirm and I would like to receive fast comment news special offers. So when it comes to the payment, you can use a credit card or PayPal. They accept both of that. And all you have to do is click complete order and I'll see you on the next page. So after signing in, you're going to log into your account. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to familiarize you with the account, right? We want you to be comfortable inside your very own account. So this is the page you're going to land on. This is like the home page of the account. On overview, you can see that you have the domain that you just purchased, and if status is active, then everything is fine. So to the left menu over here, click products. Now under products, you will also see the website that you just registered, and status should be active. So this is all you need to know. If you have any problem, you can just go click support on the left, click support, then click my tickets. If you have any problem at all, you can always create a new ticket by just clicking submit ticket over here. The support is really fast. Then you choose whatever support that you want. So for now, we don't have any problem, so we're going to go back to the home. Now let's talk about the things that you have to do to get your website started. So the first thing you want to do is you want to install an SSL certificate. Now what is an SSL certificate? An SSL certificate makes your website secure. So if you've ever been to a website and you've seen on the top over here this small icon, the lock icon on top, it means that the website is an SSL certificate. So to install your SSL certificate, all you have to do is to go to products over here, click products. Then you will see the name of your website right over here. Now all you have to do is to go and click enable SSL. So this lock over here, click this lock under quick actions. So now you have to provide your password so that they know that it's you who's requesting this. Then click proceed. So as you can see, I already have an SSL certificate. Your domains with Let's Encrypt certificate. So this is my SSL certificate. But what you can do if you want to install an SSL certificate is you have to go under issue a new certificate over here. Then under actions, under these actions over here, click on issue. After you do that, your SSL certificate is going to be installed. Then you have to go back to your cPanel account. You have to go back to your account over here. Go back to your account, the home page. Now all you have to do, after you're back into your account, all you have to do is to go under products again. Then click install application. Put in your password. Click proceed. So you're going to land on this page over here. So the application that we want to install is called WordPress. So you can just ignore everything else and just click on this big W over here. Click install. So the first thing you have to do to install your WordPress is that make sure that on choose the version you want to install over here. Make sure it's the highest version possible. So for now it's 5.53. then choose the URL, choose the installation URL. So what you have to do over here is you have to choose HTTPS over here since you've installed your SSL certificate. The next thing is you want to remove this WP over here. You want to remove it. You don't need this one. So just remove it like this. The next step is you want to choose the admin account. So just skip the site settings over here. I'll show you how to do it later on. Just skip site settings and go to admin account. Then choose your username, the name that you want to use. So I want to use Kudzai. Then the password, I'm just gonna leave it as pass. Then the admin email. So you have to put the email you're going to be using. So I'm going to put mk@arico.com. This is my email. Select language is going to be English. Then go down. Then email installation details too. Then click install. It's going to take some time, some few seconds. Okay, after you're done installing, now you need two links. The first link is the link to your website. This is going to be my website. Click it, then open a new tab. Then the second link is the link to the admin dashboard that you're going to use to control your website. So for now, the only link we're going to need is the administration URL. Click on the administration URL. After you click on that link, as you can see, you have successfully installed WordPress. And this is what your website is going to look like. To see what your website is going to look like, all you have to do is to just go under my blog, then open a new tab on visit site. Then currently this is your website. So if you're now in your WordPress dashboard, congratulations for reaching this stage. Now all we need to do is to go to the next step. So the next step in this process is to go and change your WordPress settings. So just go to the left side and click settings. So the first setting we're going to change is the site title. So the site title is the name of your website. So I'll just make this Arico Tutorials. Okay. The next thing I want to change is the tagline. So the tagline is a few ways to explain what your website is going to be doing. So I'm going to put in learn how to make a website. All right. So obviously you have to put in something that is relevant to your website. So over here we have the website URL. You don't have to do anything over here. Now we want to change the membership so that anyone can register. So just click over here, anyone can register as a subscriber. Then everything else is supposed to be left the same way it was. So click Save Changes. The next section you want to go to is the permalinks section. So in the permalinks section, you want to change the custom settings over here. You want to change it from day and name to post name. So click post name. After it's done to post name, then click Save Changes. So for now, these are the only settings you need to change in WordPress. After we're done with the settings, let's look into the design of our website. So as you can see, our website does not look good at all. How are we supposed to turn this into this? That's the question. So the answer is in the theme. So the theme is what is used to design the website. So this theme is just another random theme. Then this theme is called the Divi theme. The Divi theme is the most popular WordPress theme and is the most active installations as of right now. So to get this theme, the first thing we have to do is to go to arico.com/divi. arico.com/divi. Divi. The link will be in the description below. So I'm going to land on this page over here. As you can see, there are two plans. These plans are both the same. You get everything the same thing, but the only difference is that you are paying $89 per year for this one, and you have a lifetime access for the other one. So the one that I have and the one that I do recommend you to go and buy is this one over here, the yearly access plan. Because if you buy this one, you only have to pay per year, and next year you can just pay because you will have more money after making the website. So this plan does not only offer the Divi theme, it offers the Divi, the extra theme, the Bloom plugin, and the Monarch plugin. These are the social icons plugin, email opt-in plugin, the theme, and the theme builder. So you're getting 4 things in one package. So all you have to do is just to click up sign up today. And you're going to land on this page over here. This is a very self-explanatory page. All you have to do is put in your username, your email address, and all your other details. Then click you agree to the terms of service. Then click complete registration, and I'll see you on the next page. After you register for Divi, you're going to land on this page over here. So you're going to land under the products download section. Then you also have the my account section and the support and docs section. So if you had any problem with the theme, you can always contact support by clicking on this pink icon on the bottom right corner over here, and you can talk the Divi support. It's as easy as that, and they reply very fast. But for now, what I want you to do is to go and download the Divi theme. To download the Divi theme, all you gotta do is click download the Divi theme. And as you can see, my download has already started. Now you have to wait for it to download, and it will depend on your internet speed. For me, it's now done. Then now what I want to do is to go back to my website. I'm going to go back to my dashboard admin. Now to install the theme that I just downloaded, I have to go to appearance over here, then click themes. Then on top, all you have to do is to click add new. Then beside add themes over here, you see there is upload theme. Then click upload theme. Choose file. So this is the Divi theme that we just downloaded over here. Then click open. Then click install now. So after your theme is done installing, the next step is to activate it. So to activate it, just press activate right over here. Click activate. Now let's go and check our website. Let's refresh the website. So as you can see, the website no longer looks the same. There is now a Divi logo on top, which means we have successfully installed our theme. So now the next step is to convert this into this. But before we do that, let's make sure that all of our settings are correct. So the first thing you have to do when you install your Divi theme is to go to over here, the left, click Divi theme options on the left WordPress menu. Now go under updates over here. So you have to put in your details over here so that you can get a new version of Divi every time they upgrade it. So to get this username and API key details, all you have to do is to go back to your Divi website account and go to my account. Then on the left hand side, click API keys. The next step for you is to make sure that you know your username and click generate API key. So then give your API key a label, which is the name of the website that you want to make. So I'm going to call this one article tutorials. and then click to copy. So you have to take the API key, go to your Divi website, then paste your API key, then click your username, and click Save Changes. So after doing that, you are now done with your Divi settings. So after you're done with your Divi website, the next step is to get good colors for your website. Because if you look at the website that we have right now, it's just black, white, and blue, which looks really, really bad, right? Compared to this website, this is much, much better, right? But instead of choosing your own colors, it's best to use a website that is known for producing colors that blend into each other. So my favorite is called coolers.co. So I'll put a link in the description below. It's coolers.co. Then click enter. You're going to land on this page over here, the super fast color scheme generator. This makes the process so easy, right? So click start the generator. Now these are the colors that you have. So if you don't like these colors, all you have to do is to press the spacebar to generate color palettes until you find something that you like. Spacebar, 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 just changing colors. Let's say I like this bittersweet color over here, but I don't like everything else. All I have to do is to just go over here and toggle lock. Just click the lock icon. Then when I keep pressing the spacebar, everything else changes, but this color will not change, right? Until you have colors that you think are really good. So something like this would be really, really nice on your website, and it would blend really well. Now, how do you get these colors to your website, right? So what you can do is, first of all, you need to go back to your website and make sure you are under Divi theme settings, under general over here, right? So there is a section called color palettes, color pickers default palette over here. So this is the section I'm interested about, right? So what you can do now is to go to this website and click this copy hex icon over here. This two copy hex icon, color copy to the clipboard. Now you have to go back to your Divi website. Then after black and white, add in your first color, because you are still going to need black and white. They are very, very important. So you only add your first color after black and white. So on red over here, I'm going to put my first color. I'm going to paste the color that I just copied from Coolers. Just sorry about that. I'm going to paste it. So click paste. Right? That's my first color. Then I'm going to move to the second color and copy hex just like that. Then put it on the next color and paste. And you just do that until you have all the colors. If you want to know the colors that I used for this website over here, I'll put a link in the description below so that you can have the same colors. If you want to have the same colors as me, that's fine. I'll just put a link in the description below and you have all the colors. Now let's move on to the next step, which is to create pages. So to create pages, all you have to do is to go into your Divi dashboard, go to the left side on pages, click all pages. So as you can see, we already have 2 pages, but we don't want these pages because these are like some default pages. We don't need them. So all you have to do is just to click on top over here, under bulk actions, move to trash, click apply. Now we don't have any pages. We're going to start from scratch. Now what I want you to do is to go on top over here. You see this new on top over here, on the top bar over here. And I want you to open in new tab page. Open in new tab, open link in new tab. And the first page we're going to add is going to be the home page. So all you have to do is just click home and then click publish. And just like that, you've created your first page. So you have to do that for the home, contact, service, and every other page that you want, the about page and all the other pages that you want. So if you want to use the same pages as me, I have the About Us page, the Contact Us page, the Home page, the Privacy Policy page, the Services page, and the Terms and Conditions page. So if you want to make a website that is similar to the one I'm going to be making, you should have at least these pages. Now let's move on to the next section, which is to create a menu. Now, what is a menu? If we look onto our website over here, you can see that on top we have all the pages listed like this, all the pages. But we want to list certain pages on the header menu and certain pages on the footer menu. So we don't just want all the pages just on the header menu like this, out of control. That is not what we want. So to create the header menu, go back to your website, then go to Appearance, then click Menus. Appearance, Menus. Now the menu we're going to be creating is going to be called the main menu. So you can just type in main menu over here. Then on display location, click primary menu. Then click create menu. Now let's choose the pages that we are going to be adding to our menu. So under pages over here, click About Us page, Services, Contact Us, Home, then click Add to Menu. Then click Save Menu. Okay, so now that we are done, let's go and see how our menu looks like now. Refresh the page. As you can see, we now have only our 4 pages on the menu. So we've done a good job with that. So now the next step is for us to get a logo. So the thing about a logo is that you can put in anything that you want. You can even just type in anything and you have a logo. So to upload your logo, all you have to do is to go over here to Divi. Under Theme Options, click Theme Options. Under Divi, click Theme Options. Then you will land on this page over here. So to upload your logo, all you have to do is to go under General, Logo, then click Upload. Now here's the thing. Where are you going to get your logo? Are you going to design it yourself or are you going to let someone else design it? What I think is you should get a logo from someone who's been designing logos for a long time, because this is the first thing that your customer or your viewer or your reader is going to see when they come to your website. So if you want to hire someone to design a logo for you, all you have to do is to go to article.com/FV. I'll put a link in the description below. So you will land on Fiverr.com. If you don't know what Fiverr is, it's a marketplace where you can hire somebody to do something for you, design your website, make a logo for you. It's just so many things you can do over there. But the thing about Fiverr is that you can get logos for pretty cheap price, sometimes $15, $20. So to do that, you can say over here, budget. Under budget, you can just put a maximum of maybe, let's say $20, then click apply. So now you have all these people with 4.9 ratings, 629 people like this guy, and he's only charging $20. So after you're done with that, the next step is for you to upload your logo. So don't worry if you don't have a logo right now, you can just upload a default logo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click upload over here. And I'm going to go to upload files, click select files. And this is my logo. Then I'm going to click open. Wait for it to load again. Then you will see a blue button on the right bottom corner, which is set as logo. Then click save changes. So this is the thing in WordPress, guys. Every time you do a little thing, just click save changes and go to your website, refresh the page to see how it looks like. Because sometimes your website might break because of some small thing, right? So every time you do any change to your website, make sure you refresh the page and check if it's still working well. Now let's go to the next step, which is to design the header. So before we start designing anything, we want to make sure that we have all our default settings in the right values. So before we start designing, go back to your dashboard, then go under appearance, hover over appearance, then click customize, open a new tab. It's customize. Just open that in new tab and you should land on this page over here. So what we want to change is the default font. That's the first thing we want to change. So to change the default font, the font is the styling on our text on the website. So the style at which the text is written on our website, that's the font. So go to general settings, go to typography over here, then click default theme font. Then I want you to look for Poppins. Click Poppins. Okay, now body font, I want you to use Poppins as well. So we're just going to be using Poppins. Okay, after you're done, then click publish. Okay, so these are the only settings I need you to do in the customize section. Now you have to move back to your dashboard admin and go to pages. So before we design our header, we want to start by designing the home page. So to design the home page, all you have to do is to go under hover over home page over here. Then over here on edit with Divi, open that in new tab. Open edit with Divi in new tab. And you're going to land on this page over here. Okay, so the first thing you gotta do is you have to start from scratch. So start building from scratch. Now let's see exactly what we need to make for our website. So the first section on top, as you can see, our first section is this section over here with the image on the right and some text and pattern on the left. So to design this section, we're going to need, first of all, the first thing you see over here is that we have this outer section, this blue outer section over here. So this is the biggest section, right? Then we have an intermediate section, this section in Divi. So in Divi, we have three sections. The biggest is the outer section, the middle section, then the inner section. So in the inner section, that is where you can add your image, your text, anything, your icons. This is the inner section. So we call these modules. So click on the plus icon over here to add a module. So a module can be an image, anything. So I'm gonna type in image over here and click image. Just like that, we have uploaded an image, right? So as you can see, this is just the default image over here. To change this image, to change the settings of the module, you have to click on the gear icon over here. Then under content is where you will find most of your settings are going to be under content over here. Most of the design settings are going to be under the design section. Then some advanced section are going to be over here. But for now, we're just going to focus on content and design. And this item that you use to control your module can be moved to the side like this, just dragging it. You can just click on your right. You can just right click and you can just drag it left or right. So the first thing we want to do is we want to upload the right image for this section. So we're going to go under content, image, then click on the image icon. The first thing we want to do is we want to upload the image that we want to put on the home page. So I'm going to click select files. I'm going to log into my file and I'm going to use this image over here. Then click upload image. So just like that, our image has been uploaded. Then click save changes. Now here's the thing. Now as you can see, this image has been uploaded, but it's now taking all of the space, right? It's taking this space and the other space, so it's just taking all of the space. So we want to change that. So to change this, what we have to do now is we want to put in two modules side by side. We want to put in this side some modules, that side a module. So we're going to put an image module on the right side and some text and pattern module on the left side. So to change this design, the first thing we have to do is we have to go on to the intermediate section, not the outermost section, not the module section, but this intermediate section, and click on this icon over here, this icon. So this icon will let you choose the division of the section. And just like that, we now have two sections, but our image should be on the right section. And so to move it to the right section, all you have to do is click on it, then drag it and put it on the right section. Okay, so as you can see, I did not do this right, so I have to choose another divider. So I'm going to change column structure over here with this icon, and I'm going to choose this one. Okay, now we also want to put some text and image on the left, right? So we're going to put in add text, click on the icon, then search for text, put in text, and then save changes. So we have, as you can see on the website, we have this text, this header text, some other text on the bottom, and a button on the bottom. So we're going to have to add another text icon over here. If you want to duplicate the text module, you can just click this duplicate icon over here. Then you can just duplicate the text. Then on the bottom, I'm going to add a button. Just search for the button module, then click, then save changes. So now, as you can see, we have something similar to what we want to achieve over here. Now let's style everything on this section, right? So to style this section, we're going to have to click on the gear icon on the top text over here. Then I'm going to write web design, or whichever service that you offer. Then click save changes. Then I'm going to make this a heading 2. So you just have to click over here to change whichever it is to make it a heading. Then go to the design column, go to the heading text, and click H2 since you made it a heading 2. Then change the size to 35 pixels. Or maybe 45. Okay, then click save changes. So you can put whichever text that you want over here, that's fine. Then now you have to edit this button over here. So let's change the color of this button. So to do that, you click on the gear icon. So first of all, on the content section, if you want to change the text on the button, you can just put it in over here. So let's change that to learn more. Then the design of the button is a bit different from this one, right? We want to change the design of this button. So to change the design of the button, all you have to do now is go to the design, go under button, then use custom styles for button, click yes. So the first thing we want to do is we want to change the background of the button to match the one that we have over here. So to change that background, all you have to do is to just go under button background. So you can choose a single color or two colors in a gradient, or you can choose an image. So as you can see over here, we had a gradient from blue to purple, right? So we're going to have to add two colors, blue and purple, and make it look like this. So what we have to do is to go under gradient, which is at the center over here, then click the plus icon. Then you have to choose the first color and the second color. So our first color was a bit blue. Then the second color was a bit purple, right? This one. And to change the direction of the gradient, all you have to do is to go under gradient direction and put it to 90. Now it's going from blue to purple. So we also want to change the border of the button. This is the border. As you can see, the border is still blue. So let's change that border and just remove it. Border width, just put it to 0. And now our button looks fine. Then the text on the button, we want to make it white. So all you have to do is to go to button text color and click on white. Now you see we have a very good looking button over here. Then click save changes. So this is how you edit everything. You can just change the color by clicking the gear icon and then changing the design. So let's move on to the next section and see how you can make the next section. So now that we're done with the basics of the top section, now let's move down to this section over here. So the who are we section. So this is easy, right? We're just going to put in one big outer container. Then we're going to put in one small intermediate container on the top, another one on the bottom, then some text and button module on the left and an image module on the right. So let's do exactly that. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to add the big container. Click on the add new section over here on the blue. Click regular, right? Then since we're going to be having our text on top, right? This is the text, right? As you can see, this is just one container over here. So we're going to add this container over there. Then we're going to put in the text module inside it, right? Just like that. Then click save changes. So we have now our text in here. To edit this text, all you have to do is just to click on the gear icon. Then change this text to who are we. These are just the what we were talking about. Who are we? So yeah, sorry about that. Who are we? So we're just gonna put this text as header. So we're gonna change it to header 2. Then put it on the center, just like that. Then we want to just, you can just edit the text even more if you want. So for the sake of the tutorial being not too long, I'm just going to save changes just like that. So on the bottom over here, we want to add an intermediate section that can have two modules, right? The left and the right module. To do that, click on this icon over here. Then we're going to add this section, this intermediate section, because it allows two modules. Add it like that. So the first thing we're going to do over here is add a text module. This text module, right? Okay. So as you can see, we have a text module over here, another text module, then we have a button. So let's duplicate this 3 times. So to duplicate it, all you have to do is to click this icon over here. Then on the bottom, we're going to add a button module. Button, right? So I'm sure you now understand about this and exactly how you can style this button, right? You can just style this button the same way we styled this button. So what I want to focus on is on the image module. So just click add module, click image. Then upload the image that you want to put on this section over here. So all you have to do is upload the image now. Let me go to upload files and select files. So I want to use this image over here. Then click open. Then you upload your image. So now I'm uploading my image. Okay, just like that, right? So here's the thing now. We want the background of this section to be purple, right? So what we have to do is we have to make the background of this side of the section the right side of the intermediate section to make it purple. So let's go under section, then go under the second column because it is on the right side, second column, then click the gear icon. Then on the background, make it purple. Just like that. That's all you need to do for now. Then click Save Changes. Now, all you have to do is to navigate to the image now. So first of all, what we want to do to the image is we want to put in this border radius over here. So remember, border radius makes it a little bit circular on the corners. So let's go to Design, go to Border Radius over here, change it to somewhere around 5 pixels, right? 5 pixels. Now, here's the thing that we want to do. We want to transform the image. We want to shift it a little bit downwards and left at the same time, right? To do that, go on the Design, Transform, then from Transform Scale, click this icon over here, Transform Plate, then hold this section and then put it just like this, right? So first of all, you might try to resize it on the transform scale, then transform translate. You can just hold it, then you can put it wherever you want. I'm going to put it on the left bottom side. Then I'm going to click Save Changes. And just like that, as you can see, we now have our image in the background, this nice design. And click on Save Changes, click on the 3 dots, then click Save. Now to edit this text, all you have to do is just click on the gear icon and then edit the text. For the sake of time, let's move on to the next section. So the next section is this section, this beautiful section with the beautiful borders and the beautiful icons. Now, how do we create this section? So first of all, we do the same thing that we did before. We go under over here and add new section, click on regular. Now, as you can see, this section has the first intermediate container, which is the text, and another second intermediate container with 3 columns, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to first of all add this first intermediate container, which is going to be this one over here. And it's going to be having the text module, right? Then click Save. Now, what we want to do is we want to change the background of the biggest container, the largest container, right? To make it this color. As you can see, this is the largest container. So to do that, click on the gear icon on the largest container, go under Content, Background, then change it to the color that you want. This one over here. Then click Save Changes. Now, as you can see, we now have that color, which is this color. Oh, it's a bit different. Let's change the color to something that we want. Okay, let's just use that. So now, what we want to do right now is to change this color, right? This border is straight, but we want to change it to something more stylish, something like this. This is more stylish, right? So let's change the border. So to change this border over here, the border of the large container, click on the gear icon, right? Then go to Design and go to Dividers. And now you can see divider style. Look for a style that you want. So I'm going to choose, let's say, this one over here. And just like that, I've changed the style of the border. Do the same thing on the bottom. So this is divider top, then go to bottom and choose the same style. This one over here. Okay, perfect, right? Now as you can see now, the borders are now getting into our content. So let's increase the size at which our padding is, right? So the padding is the space that is inside the container. So let's increase our padding to something around, let's say, 50 pixels, right? On the top and 50 pixels on the bottom. So this didn't change. So let's put it maybe 100 and 100 as well over here. Okay, so much better, right? So this is exactly how you create that section. So to add in the more details now, let's add another container over here. Another container that's going to have our icons like this, right? To do that, click on this, add new row, then use 3 of them, 3 sections. You can put as much as you want depending on how you want to express yourself to your users, right? So if you have 4 points or 5 points, you can just add more columns to the row, but I'm just going to add 3 for now. Okay, so in this column we want to add what we call the blurb. The blurb will have the icons. So let's add in blurb. Click blurb, right? So after you click blurb, so this is added to the column, right? This is added to the column, and as you can see, we have an image over here, a heading, and some text. But as you can see right now, we don't have an image. We have an icon, a heading, and a text. So to change that, go under image and icon, then click on use icon, and just like that, you have changed it, right? Then all you have to do now is to click and choose the icon that you want to use. So let's say I want to use this icon, the chat icon. I just look for it over here, looking for the chat icon. There it is. Okay. So now let's change the style of this section, right? The first thing we want to do is we want to change the color of the icon and the color of the text all to white. So go under the design section, image and icon, change it to white. Then go under text. Under text color, change the text color to light. Okay, so now we are done with that part. We want to make sure that everything is aligned on the center, which means text alignment, put it to center. This icon over here. So as you can see, we now have our icon and our text and the bottom text all at the center, right? So now what we want to do is we want to just click on save changes over here. So now there's a big difference now. As you can see that on this section, right, we have the white border over here, and this section has some shadow around it, right? So this is the effect that we want for us, right? So let's go back to the white user section and click on the gear icon for the intermediate section, right? The intermediate section, click on the gear icon. Now, as you can see, we have 3 columns on this section, right? These 3 columns are represented by this column, and this column, starting from left to right. So we want to make a white border on the first column, right? So to click white border on the first column, you have to click the gear icon again for the first column. Then go to design, border, then add a border which is white. So border width, increase border width to maybe 3 pixels, border color, change it to white, and now border radius, to make it a bit circular on the edges, just put in somewhere around 5 pixels on rounded corners. Now we want to increase the space inside that container, right? Space inside this container. To do that, you know that we have to go to spacing and add some padding, right? So padding, we're gonna add 20 pixels over there, 20 pixels on the bottom, 20 pixels to the left, and 20 pixels to the right. Easy as that. And click save changes. Now, here's the thing now. We want to add some shadow on this section. To add this shadow, we're going to add the shadow on the first column. So click on the gear icon on the first column, go to design, go to box shadow, then click the first box, then click save changes. And just like that, as you can see now, we now have something that looks similar to this, a section with a box shadow. So that's what you have to do for the next section, and the next section again, you just have to add the blurb module and then tweak it until it looks something like this. What you can do is you can put this section back to a single column, right? Then after you've done that, you can then click the gear icon over here, then duplicate this column, duplicate 1, duplicate 2, then click Save Changes. And just like that, you now have 3 columns that look alike. So you can now start tweaking the other columns so that they can look the same as this one and this one, just like that. So to change the text over here, I think you know exactly what you have to do. So for the sake of time, let's move on to the next section. So before we move on to the offered services section, if you're receiving any sort of value, please just don't forget to subscribe and just like the video. This is going to help me a lot as I'm putting a lot of effort into this. So I would really appreciate that. And you won't miss out on the next videos as well, because I'm planning some really good content, and I'm sure you won't be disappointed if you just smash subscribe. Thank you so much. So now let's move next to the next section. So the next section is going to be the offered services section. So here's the thing, right? This section looks exactly like the white user section. So what I'm going to do is I want to teach you how to make this border over here. This is the most important part, this border, because you already know how to add a section like this one over here. So let's see how we can do that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add the outer container as always. Outer container. Then inside this section, inside the outer container, we have the first section is just the first row is just one column. It's just one column, right? The first row is just one intermediate section. So let's add the first row. Then let's add some text in there. You know how to edit this text, so that's fine. So next, we're going to add another intermediate section, and this one is going to have how many columns? 1, 2, 3 columns, right? It's going to have 3 columns, and we're going to add an image in there, an image, right? Save changes, and below we're going to add some text. So all you have to do is just upload your image over here and then change this text over here. What I really want to show you how to do is how to create this border over here, this colored border, right? How do you create that border? So to create that border, all you have to do, first of all, let me just fill in all these other sectors with images. Okay, to create this border, first of all, this border is on the intermediate section. It's this line on the center over here. So you click on the intermediate section. Now, after clicking on the intermediate section, this border is on the right side of the first column. On the right side of the first column. So all we have to do is to edit the border of the right side of the first column. So here, what we're gonna do, we're going to click the gear icon. Then go to design, go down to border. Then we're going to choose the right border, not the full border, the right border. Then increase the width to something around, let's say 3 pixels, right? Then change the color of the border to something like this one over here. Go to spacing, then add padding of 20 to the section. 20. And click Save Changes. So you can always adjust this border. You can always adjust the padding to make this space a bit more, but as you can see, that's exactly how you create it. Just like that, as you can see, you've created your right border. So I'm sure you now know how to upload this image, how to add this text. This is just the same to you. And how to add this button over here, that's just easy. All you have to do is upload, is just to click the module, just like this. Let me just try. Add new row, click section, look for button, then design, alignment, put it to center. Then to use some new styles, I think I've taught you how to do that, so it's now easy. So this is how you create this section. So now let's move on to the next section, which is the meet the team section. So this section is just as easy as this one, right? but we want to make sure that this section looks as professional as possible, because this is how the customers are going to know you, right? So let's first of all add this big outer container. Add the big outer container, just like that, right? So the first thing you notice about this section is that it has a background of blue to purple gradient, right? So let's add that background on the outer container. So click on the gear icon on the outer container, click on the background, then on image, click this gradient, the second one, then click on the plus icon. So as you can see, we now have the gradient, but it's going from top to down. We want it to go from left to right. So change the gradient direction from 180 degrees to 90 degrees. And just like that, you've changed the direction of the gradient. The first color, you can just choose your first color. Then the second color, I'm going to choose this one. Then click Save Changes. And just like that, we now have the gradient that we're looking for. This gradient. Now all we have to do is add the text module on top, then create 3 columns, right? To do that, text module on top, first column, then add text. Then the design of the text, we're going to put it to text color, we're going to put it to light, then center. So you know how to add your text here. Now I'm going to focus on the next section, which is these people over here, the team members, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to add an intermediate section with 3 columns. Add intermediate section, add 3 columns. You can add as many columns as you want, depending on the number of people that work for you or work for the website. If you're an individual, you can just add 1 person, and that's also fine. So on the first column here, we're going to add an image, right? Add an image. I'm going to add an image and some text, right? Then we're going to add some text, add another module, the text module. Change the design of the text design, go under text color from dark to light. Okay, so now you can just duplicate this text and make this your heading text, the name of the person, make it h2 header. So this is how you do it, right? This is simple. Oh, I should not have done that. Okay, now let's go to the gear icon on the intermediate section, click row settings. So the first thing we want to do is we want to make this background white, the background of this column white, completely white. Background, then change it to white, right? Then we want to add some padding, some space inside the section, right? Go to spacing, then the padding, put it to 20 pixels, another 20. Then what we also want to do is we want to make some rounded edges over here. We don't want it to be this kind of corner. We want to add a rounded edges. So go to border, rounded corners, put in somewhere around 10 pixels, just like that. Then click Save Changes. So remember, then click Save Changes again. Then there is some text over here that I mistakenly changed. Then I'm gonna put it back to black, put it back to dark, edit this part, put it back to dark. Okay, just like that. So now it looks something similar to this. All you have to do now is to upload your image and write the text that you want. But before we move on to the next section, I want to show you how you can create this box shadow as well, because there's this kind of shadow on the images. To do that, all you have to do is to go under this gear icon on the intermediate section, then the first column or the second column. First column, of course, because that's where our content is. Go to the design section, box shadow, then click over here. And just like that, you've added your box shadow, then click save changes. So this is what you have to do for this column as well and this column as well. Just like that, you've easily made the meet the team section. Then click on save changes over here. All right. Now our next section is going to be a very simple one. It's going to be the opt-in form, right? Okay, so to add this section, all you have to do is to go under this part, regular, then click the new row icon. So what I want you to search for is the email opt-in section, opt-in module, this one. Okay, so as you can see, we now have the email opt-in module. First of all, we want to change the color of this. We want to change the structure of so that the content, the text goes on top and the form on the bottom. To do that, go to design, layout, and body on top and form on bottom, just like that. And we also want to add some box shadow to it, like what we did on the other sections. Just go to box shadow and click that. We also want to make the edges a bit more rounded, so go to border and add in 10 pixels, just like that, and click on save changes. So you can always change the color of the background if you want, right? But what we want to do is we want to add a section. What we want to do is we want to add in this overlapping section, right? We want this, the bottom of the footer, to overlap with this section. So to make it overlap, to make it seem as if it's overlapping, the only thing we need to do is to just change the color of the background of this section. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a gradient color from the bottom to the top. So let's see how we can do that. Click on the main container over here, gear icon. On the background, click on gradient color, then click on add, right? Or your first color should be white, right? Then your second color should be the color of your footer. So for me, it's going to be this color. My second color is going to be the color of my footer. Then go down to start position and put in 50%. And go to end position and put in 50%, just like that. Then click save changes. You can always adjust everything else, but as you can see now, the form is now overlapping with the footer because we put on the same colors, right? So that's how easily you can do that. Then click on save changes. So after you are done designing your homepage, now all you have to do is to go back and log into your WordPress dashboard. So there's a certain setting that you need to make. So go to settings, go to reading, settings/reading. And on your homepage displays, click a static page, homepage, select your homepage, right? Then click save changes. Now go and view your website and refresh it. As you can see, you now have your homepage over here with all these features, the features that we were making. Now here is the thing now. As you can see, we designed our form, right? But the form is not showing the input fields. This is the form that we designed over here. This is the form that we designed. And the fields are showing really nice over here, but it's not showing on the form on our website. So to fix this problem is that you need to have an email software. You need an email software. So to get an email software, all you have to do is to go to article.com/gr. And you're going to land on this page over here. So this is called get response. So right now you can get a free trial for about 30 days. There's a free trial for 30 days. And after you sign up, all you have to do is just put in your email over here and click sign up for free. So after you sign up, all you have to do is to log into your account. After you're logged into your account, just click over here, menu, and go to integration and API. Then go to click API. So all you have to do is to now copy your API and go back, copy your name and API key, then go back to your site, then click on the form icon over here, the module settings, go to email account and select email account, get response. Now all you have to do is to click add over here, then put in your account name and your API key that is in your get response account. So that's exactly how you do that. After doing that, your form should appear. So I'm just going to do that right now. Then click on save and your form should appear. So after you're done with your email software, you now have installed your form on the bottom. The next step is for you to make the contact page. As you can see, we have a good contact page over here, a contact page and your services page, right? So let's start with the contact page. We want to put in a form over here where your customers can contact you. So to make this, all you have to do is to go and we have to add some new plugins, right? So a plugin is like an extra app you can put on your website to make your website functionality better. So to install a plugin, click on plugins on the left, then click add new. Plugins, add new. The first we're going to add is going to be called Contact Form 7. Contact Form. So this is the plugin that we want to install. All you have to do is just click activate over here, click install, then activate. The next plugin we want to add is called Divi Supreme. Divi Supreme. Okay, so for Divi Supreme, all you have to do is just click install now. Then activate. So now that we have these two plugins, we can now continue to edit our contact page. So to edit our contact page, we have to go to pages, then open contact page, edit with Divi, right click, then open a new tab. Build from scratch. So here's the thing, guys. So we have, as you can see, we have about, so on the contact page, as you can see, we have two sections over here. We have this section and this other section. So this means we just need to put in two columns, right? So we're gonna put in two columns just like that. The outer section, then the inner, the middle module is two columns. On this section, I'm going to put in a contact form. So I'm just gonna type in contacts. Then you're going to see Supreme Contact Form 7. Add that. Then on contact form 7, select contact form, just click on contact form 1 and then click save changes. Just like that, our contact form is now been installed. Over here, this is the simple stuff. We just have to add the text over here. Text. Then just below it, we want to add a divider. Just like that. Then the divider, I want to go to design, sizing, put it to somewhere around 3 pixels. You can always change the color. I think I've covered that before. Then all you have to do over here is just add some more text. Duplicate your text. Then on the bottom, we want to design something like something like this over here, right? So this is the simple stuff. This is just an icon with text in the bottom. So I think I've taught you how to do that before. All you have to do is just to put in your blurb, then change the image to an icon and put in the icon that you want, like this phone icon over here. And then all you have to do is just to design the background of this section. I think we've covered that. So what I want to focus on is this email form over here. So by just adding the module contact form 7, you've already added your form. Now the only thing you have to do is to increase the space inside the section, the padding inside the section, and put a box shadow on it. So just click the gear icon, design, go to padding, spacing, padding, and put in somewhere around 20 pixels and another 20 pixels, just like that. And then go to box shadow and put in a box shadow like that. Then put a border radius of 10 pixels. And just like that, we are done creating our contact page. All you have to do now is to just change this text and change the background of this to something that you like. Okay, so that was simple. Now the next step for us is to design the services page. So the thing about the services page is that it's very similar to all the pages that we've designed before. All you have to do is to put in this image and some text on it. I'm going to show you how to do that. Then we have covered this part over here. We've covered the icon and the text. We've covered that part. So I'm going to show you how to add the image. Then this request a quotation section. These are the most important parts. So let's go and do that. So to pages, open the services, then edit with Divi, right click, then open a new tab. Okay, then I'm gonna click build from scratch. So I'm only going to show you how to design this part, right? And this request a quote part. Okay, so the first thing we want to add here is, you can see that there is text over here. So what you want to do is that you don't want to add an image. You only want to add the text, then add the image as the background, right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to add a single column here with some text in it. Then maybe put some text, services, right? Then make the text center, change the text heading to H2 and leave it like that. Then to add the image now, you don't have to add the image as a module, you add the image as a background. So you have to click on the gear icon on the top section over here. Then on background, instead of putting in a color, hover over this part over here, then click it, then add background image. Then click the image you want to add and upload. Now, as you can see now, the section is a bit too small. So we want to increase this space over here, this space inside the section. So go to your gear icon, design, spacing, add the padding somewhere to 200 pixels on the bottom and on the top, then click save changes. Now you have a nice section with the text over here. You can always make this text bigger. You know how to design that. Let's move on to the next section, which is this section, right? How to add a request a quote. So to add that section, I'm going to put in just one row over here. Then the module that you want to install is the email module. Sorry, the contact module. But this one is a bit different. Do not add the Supreme Contact Form 7. Just add the regular contact form, right? Then over here we have the name section. We have the name section and the email section. So between the email section and the message section, we want to add a new section, which will allow our users to pick which service they want. Like over here, there's web design, web development, SEO, right? So let's add a new field, and you're going to name that field choose a service. Then you are going to just use that choose a service. as the title. Right? Then on field options over here, to change from input field to checkboxes. Right? Then the first checkbox, you put in the first service that you want. So I'm going to put in, let's say, web design. Right? Then add another checkbox, let's say service 2. And just like that, then click required field, then click save changes. Now what we want to do is we want to shift this choose a service section to put it on top of the message section. Just click this and drag it to above the message section and then click save changes. Now you can see that our visitor can now come and put in their details and request a quotation, right? All you have to do now is go on top over here and add some text. And put it on top over here to make this your header. And below the text module, you can just add a divider. And then under design, change the divider to somewhere around 3 pixels. Then you can just change this text to whatever you want, right? Request a request a quotation. Center, make it an S2. And just like that, you now have your request a quotation section. So I recommend that you remove this spam protection thingy over here. So I'm just going to go over there and say spam protection, use basic, then just click it off. Okay, just like that, then click save. By just doing that, you now have covered the request a quotation area. Now you now know how to design the services page, the contact page. And the thing is that the about page is just the same as all of our pages. All you have to do is design this part just like the services page, design the meet the team section, then just write your story on the bottom. Now let's move on to how you can design the header and the footer. So to design the header and the footer, first of all, we have to go back to our WP admin. So now I want you to navigate down to Divi and Divi theme builder, not theme options, theme builder. Then click. Don't restore. Okay, so the thing is we want to add global header, right? So under this option over here, just click add global header, build global header. Then click start building. So here's the thing, right? The thing is right here, we now have our main outer container. We now want to add a middle container, right? But as you can see on our header on the demo website, we have this logo, the menu text, and the button. But the thing is, these are not 3 sections. This menu text and the logo are in one section. Then this button is on the other section. So it's actually 2 sections. So these 2 sections are going to be looking something like this. So I'm going to add this section over there. Okay, so now we have 2 sections. On this section, we shall add our menu. On this one, we shall add our button. So let's add a menu over here. Menu added. Then for now, let's just click save and leave it as it is. Let's add a button over here. button module, then click save. All right, now we want to add our logo. So on this menu module, click the gear icon, then under logo, click add image, and this is our logo. So we're just gonna say upload an image, then click save. Now here's the thing, the logo is way too big for this, right? So we want to reduce the size of the logo. To do that, click on the gear icon, go to design, then go down to sizing, logo maximum width. We want to put that to somewhere around 250 pixels. 250 px, that's pixels. Then click save, right? So now that we've done that, it's now looking similar to what we want, but we are not yet there, right? So what we want to do is we want to remove this space over here. This is padding because this is space that is inside a container, so it's called padding. We want to remove that padding, so click on the gear icon over here, go to design, spacing, put the padding to 0 pixels on top and 0 pixels on the bottom. Okay, now that we remove that space, it's now looking better, but as you can see, we still have way too much space on the logo, on the header. It's still too big, and this is because the middle container also has its own padding. We want to remove that padding as well. Click on the gear icon, design, spacing, padding, put it back to 0, 0 again, then click save, right? Now that it's looking similar to what we want, but here's the problem now. Look at the button over here, this button. This button should be the same height with this menu. So let's click the gear icon and let's put some margin on that button. Now, margin is space that is outside of the module, right? So it's not going to be space inside the button borders, but outside. So go to design, spacing, on margin, put 10 pixels on the top. That's going to push the button down. Then click save changes. Now, as you can see, everything is inlined really nicely, but we want to shift the menu text so that it can go at the center, not at the left, at the center. So click gear icon, design, menu text, then click text alignment, center. Now it's on the center. Click save changes. We also want to push this button a little bit to the right so that the logo is to the left, the button to the right, the menu at the center. So we're going to click gear icon, design, under alignment, put it to the right side. Then click save changes. Now it looks similar to what we want to make over here, something like this. But as you can see, this text is more bold and this logo is sticky on top, which means it's always going to be on top no matter what, no matter if we scroll. So we wanna change that as well. And we also want to make the text as bold as this. So let's get back. Then click on the gear icon, go to design, menu text. Let's increase the size of the menu text to somewhere around, let's say 18 pixels. Okay, then click save changes. Now let's design our button. So designing our button is going to be a very easy process since we've done this before. Button text should be white, but let's change the background first. Let's make the background blue. Button text should be white and the border should be blue. And let's change the border radius to something around 5 pixels. To change the text of the button, go under content, text, change it to get started. Click save. Now we want to also put a box shadow around our header over here. So to do that, we have to put it on the main container so that it covers, the whole screen. Gear icon, design, box shadow, click this box shadow, click save changes. Now we want to make our header sticky on top. So to make this header sticky on top, all you have to do is to go to the gear icon on the main container, go to design, then you will see, go to advanced, go to scroll effects, then on sticky position, stick on top, save changes. After you've done this, you are now ready to go, but you must also make sure that you add your link to this button over here. So under this button, just click the gear icon, then you can add your link over here. So I'm just going to make it the services page over there. So I'm going to put a link to the services page, just like that. Click save changes. After I'm done, I'm gonna click on these three dots over here, then click save. Now let's go see how it looks on our website. So this is the website we're working on right now. Then refresh the page. So now, as you can see, we now have the header over here looking nice, and it's also sticky on top. And just like that, we have designed the header. Now what's next? Next is we have to create our footer. As you can see, this footer looks nothing like the one that we really want to make. This is the footer we want to make with these social icons in it. So let's go and do that. So go back to your WP dashboard, under Divi theme builder, go and click add global footer, then build global footer. Then start building. So the way we are going to add our footer is going to be very, very simple. First of all, as you can see, our footer over here has a very dark color behind it. That's the color that I'm going to use. So I'm going to make sure that this section at first is that color. So on background, I'm going to add a color. This is the color that I want to choose. All right. Okay, now the next thing that I have to do, anyways guys, if you want this extension over here, it's called ColorZilla. You can just find it on the Chrome store. It's nice when you want to pick colors. You can just use it to pick colors on any website. So it's a really nice Chrome extension if you want to use it. Okay, so now all we have to do is to create 4 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 4 sections. So we're going to add this one over here, and just like that, we now have 4 sections. So I know that you already know how to make this section over here with the text and the divider and some text at the bottom. So I'm sure you know how to make that because we've done that before. What I want to focus on is how to make this connect section. So let's go design that one. So I'm going to go design the connect section. So to add these social media icons, all you have to do is to add this module. Search for the module that says social. Click social. So just like that, as you can see, you now have 2 social media icons. Then if you want to add an extra social media network, all you have to do is just click on the positive button over there. Then you can just choose from the list, let's say Instagram, and just like that, you're done. Then you put in the link to your Instagram account right over here. Then you click save changes, save. So just like that, that's how you create the social icons. And over here, all you have to do is just to add in some text, a border, and some links at the bottom. So this is how you add links to the footer. All you need to do is to add text, right? And on your text, right, let's say I wanted to add a link to this text that says your content. All you have to do is to just highlight it first like this, then click on the link icon. Okay, highlight it, then click on this link icon, and then you put in the name of your link over here, and you are done. So I'm sure you now know how to design all the other parts since we've covered that before. But for the sake of jogging your memory, let me just try to design this part. So over here, what we're going to do is we're going to add some text over here, text module, right? Then on the text module, I'm going to put my header. I'm going to say, let me call it connect. wrong spelling of connect. Okay, connect. So I'm gonna try to make this maybe an H3 header like this. Then I'm going to go to text and change text from dark to light, and now it's white, as you can see. So that now it's white. So I'm going to go under heading text and go to H3, since I made this text in H3. Then put the heading font weight to bold. Now look, it's now bold. Then I'm going to click on this and change the font weight to somewhere around 30 pixels. Okay, 30 pixels. Then I'm going to click save. Then I'm going to drag this text over here. So now what I need to do is to put a border line, like a divider just below this text. So I'm going to click add module. Then I'm going to look for divider. This is the divider over here. Then I'm going to increase the width of the line, right? So this is the line. I'm gonna first of all go to sizing, then divider weight somewhere around 3 pixels will do, and click save, right? So if you want to change the padding of these sections, you can always just click on this just below it and drag to the top like this. You can do that as well, though I prefer using the spacing like this and drag just like that. So just like that, you've now created your connect section. Let's see how you can create one of these sections as well. So let's just duplicate this heading, drag it to the side. Let's call this one company, right? Then I'm gonna duplicate this divider, drag it over here. Now let me call this section company. So instead of connect, I will write company. Then click save. So just below company, what I want to do is I want to add some menu items, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some text just below it. Some text. And on the text, I'm going to add about page, about us. I'm also going to add services. Then what else? I'm going to add, let's just say contact us. Okay, so what you want to do now is that you want to put links in each and every one of these texts. So let's say about us, I'll be putting, so this is our about us link. I'm going to just copy this link. Then all I have to do is just to highlight this, click on the link icon, then paste the URL and click OK. Go to services, do the same, copy link, address, and then just paste it and then click OK. So as you can see, this is exactly how you're going to do it for the next column as well. So by doing that, you'll be able to create your footer to something like the one we had on our demo website. I'm sure this is going to be a very easy process for you just to do this. Just like that, you'll be creating your footer. So now let's move on to something that is more interesting. I'm not sure you understand this part. So what I'm going to move on to next is how to optimize your website for mobile, right? Our website looks nice and good on the desktop, but how does it look on the mobile phone? So we're going to optimize everything, right? So let's start with our header. So let me get out of this section, click on save changes before I go to the header, then click global header. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to optimize this for the mobile. So this looks good on desktop. So I want to know what it looks like on mobile, right? So I'm going to click these 3 dots over here. Then there's going to be a mobile icon over here. This mobile icon, the phone view. As you can see, this header looks terrible on mobile, right? So what do we want to do over here? First of all, we're going to remove this button because this button can be shown on mobile. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go to the intermediate container, right? this one, intermediate container row settings. Right, now what you want to do is you want to disable this row on mobile, to completely disable it so that the button doesn't show. Just like that, click on the gear icon, go to advanced, then to visibility, then disable on desktop and tablet. On phone, disable it on the phone, and click save changes, right? So by doing that, you've disabled it on the phone. So you can just check on your phone, you can just load your website on your phone, because on this one it won't show. Then click save changes. And by doing that, you have made your header mobile friendly, right? Now let's move on to how you can make a page mobile friendly. So save changes before you move on. Then click pages. Now hover over our home page. Let's say edit with Divi, open a new tab. Okay, so this is how our website looks like on desktop. Let's see how it looks like on mobile. Then click the mobile icon. Okay, nice, right? So as you can see now, the button is no longer showing because we removed it from the header, right? Now here's the thing. On mobile, this looks nice, right? But look, some of the things don't look that nice on mobile. Like this border over here, we don't want this border on mobile. This purple pinkish border, it doesn't look nice on mobile, so we want to remove that border. Everything else looks nice, so the only thing that you might have to fix is this border over here, so that it doesn't look weird on mobile. So to remove this border on mobile, we're going to have to go to the row settings for the intermediate section, right? Then go click the column 1, the first column, gear icon, go to design, and then go to the border that you want to remove. So as soon as you get there, you notice that this is the border that we added, right? Now what you want to do is, instead of just removing the border from 3 pixels, you want to click on this phone icon first over here. Now we have options for the desktop border, the tablet border, and the mobile border. So the one we want to remove is the mobile border, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to put 0 pixels over there. And as you can see, the border is now gone for the mobile, right? But if we go back to desktop, then we go and look, the border is still there, which means this is really nice because you can change the way your website looks like on mobile and on desktop. Then click save changes. So after doing that, you are now able to create your website. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Once again, my name is Kuzai, and I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to be releasing a lot of videos like this one right over here, a lot of tutorials to help you, become a better entrepreneur. If you're interested in that, don't forget to just smash the subscribe button, and I will see you next